Hey guys, so recently I've been doing a lot of 3D printing and all of a sudden this message came up on the printer. It's one of those things, every now and then you're going to have to replace an FEP sheet, so today I'm going to walk you through very quickly how to do it. In this video you're going to need some Allen or hex keys, the right size for the printer, so these are the ones for the anycubic photon Mono X6KS, that's a mouthful. If you want to be a little bit quicker, you can get a precision set of screwdrivers quite cheap from a hardware store. The right-sized FEP or NFEP sheet for your printer, the manufacturer can tell you this, some kitchen roll, isopropyl alcohol, and a lint-free microfiber cloth. After this, I'm then going to take you through step-by-step how to replace the FEP sheet. My name's James, and this is the Distant Veil. In my haste to record this, I've got one item on that checklist, this little thing. A bottle cap, off a Coke bottle, Pepsi bottle, anything. It's exactly the right height for tensioning, so if you've not got one, go and get one now. So to start off with, I put an A4 sheet of paper out. It just prevents dust actually getting on the vat. We're taking the vat and using the hex keys. We're going to remove all of the screws on the bottom half. Takes a while. Helps if you have two containers because there's two different sizes of screws with this. It might be different with your vat. We're just going to progressively work our way through, taking all of them off. Just be aware there might be a little bit of residual resin after you'd last cleaned your vat out, so best to wear gloves. The other benefit of wearing some vinyl gloves is that we end up not touching the FEP sheet when we install the next one. Our next stage is to take some isopropyl alcohol on our kitchen roll and go around and clean the rest of the vat. And then finally using a clean microfiber cloth just to make sure that there's no residue and no dust left on the inside of the vat. So I'm just working through and I'm going to do that with the main vat first and then remove the final screws from the FEP sheet. Again, there's an absolute ton of screws with this. Make sure you keep them separate from the ones that they use to install this to the vat itself. Now that we're coming towards an end of taking the screws out, we're going to take the old dirty FEP sheet, put it in the bin, and then take some isopropyl alcohol with kitchen roll, give it a good clean, and then follow it through with a microfiber cloth to make sure there's no lint. You'll take the FEP sheet from Green Stuff World, which is the spare one I've got in the cupboard. It's got a membrane on both sides. You need to make sure you remove the protective film, place it in between the two. You're going to punch a hole through using the back of the Allen key. Some people say use tweezers. You can use anything as long as it's not too sharp and it risks cutting the sheet. Put two corners in so the sheet's held in place, and then put the bottle cap underneath the FEP sheet firmly in one location, right in the center. You're then going to take the same process that you put the first two screws in and do the opposite two corners so that you've got all four corners secure. From this point, it should mean that the full FEP sheet is actually secure in place. It should be the right tension, but for safety case, really to make sure it's the right tension, I keep my hand on it the entire process. We go around, working our way around, putting all the screws in, and then finally at the very end, we'll go around and just ensure that everything is fully tight, but not so tight that you're going to thread the screws. Finally, we're going to do a little bit of a test fit in the vat, just make sure everything fits, and then take a pair of scissors and trim off all of the excess around. Honestly, if you leave a mil or two here, it's absolutely fine. It doesn't need to be perfectly flush because it should just squeeze down into the vat. However, if you do want, you can use a hobby knife, but honestly, a mil or two is not going to make a massive difference. I've gone around and pre-punched all the holes because I know where they're going to be going. Put all the screws in, opposite corners first. Don't be surprised if this starts to get a little bit taut as it tensions itself over the vat itself. This is okay. Same process before. Go around, secure everything, and then do a final tighten to make sure everything's there. At this stage, if you tap it, it should sound like a drum. and then give it a nice little clean, make sure there's nothing left on it, and install it in your printer.
Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you again.